What's going on, guys? What's going on? Back with Wes, XCN Onyx Coin community member. Great guy. You guys recall we did a stream, about 2 weeks ago, Wes? Something like that.
There we are.
Oh, there you are. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. We did a stream 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, just figured we'd come back on, guys, chat a little bit more about XCN, talk about the results of the VUSD airdrop and stuff. And I got to be honest with you, man. I was very, very surprised at how smoothly and how well that went, the whole VUSD airdrop.
You and me both. It happened way quicker than I anticipated, and it was unhitched, with the exception of a couple people that had a hard time seeing their holdings when they checked Etherscan. But the mods and even myself tried to tell people how to view it. Once they did, I guess there was no issues. Everybody got their airdrop. 479 different people, man.
Yeah, it was crazy. A lot of them are actually in our community.
Yep.
Over on the Discord and on the Patreon, people were just like, "Oh, I got this much, I got that much. Like, this is amazing,"
It's not a little bit of money either. 600,000 in total.
Yeah, and I was trying to explain to people, like, look, like, this is the beauty of an actual decentralized project, right? The community manifested this.
Right. Exactly.
And that's a difference between this and something like Solana or Tron, that's just like decentralized in name only, right?
Right. And you'll see, not every proposal has been passed. If you go through our history, the proposal to abandon Onyx as a layer 2 and move to a layer 3 on base was rejected. So not everything passes. It's not like if it goes up to proposal, it's automatically going to get passed. And we have a proposal right now, OIP 41, which is to launch the VUSD markets on the Onyx platform, which is a big deal. And then there's another proposal that's hinged upon acceptance of this proposal. And one thing I want to note, Rob, too, the amount staked on the platform has gone up, and the amount of votes on the proposals has gone up. So that signifies growth in adoption within the protocol and the platform. And I think that's great. It's great to see.
Yeah, I agree. I'm seeing the same thing you are when it comes to that stuff. And I got to be honest with you, man. There's a lot of people in our community that are participating in that, especially the staking.
Absolutely. We're grateful to you and the community, man, for all us Onyx holders. We're all in it together. That's the big thing. There's no little I's or big U's in this. We're all doing our part.
Exactly. And I'm hoping, we can get this community to a significant level. Let's get holders up into the millions, and
Yep.
Because somebody had asked me today, actually, we do group Zoom calls over on the Patreon where everyone can kind of just chat. And people were asking me, like, in my opinion, what I thought my best project in terms of return on investment potential is going to be. And hands down, it had to be XCN, had to be Onyx Coin.
Yep. That's why it brought me here. Before I knew anything about the project, I looked at the chart, how far down it is. And I said, I'm, like I said in the past, I'm a big fan of probability. And, can it go down more? Sure. Is it likely? Not really. From our floor.
Yeah.
And right now we're still 2x up from the floor, and the circulating supply has gone up. So, we're holding okay.
I'll be honest with you though, man. This right here, this level at 307, that for me is like an absolute worst case scenario if something bad happened with Bitcoin, right? Man, if we got to that level, the amount of money I would be dumping into this project would be insane.
You and I both, man. I know you always talk about backing up the truck, man, and I'd be next in line with my truck parked out in front of yours, man. I'd be helping you shovel it in.
Absolutely, man.
And you
But
saw
even
we held
these,
support there for a long time too. I mean, that's a strong base. That's a strong support. I think if we get down to that point again, it should be treated absolutely as a gift.
oh yeah, and it won't be there long. It would bounce like crazy, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So for me, somebody had said in the comments a couple of days ago to me that I was just like, generally I'll live stream the charts when I'm at work or when I'm sleeping for the night or something, so people can kind of chat and watch the charts and blah blah blah. And I had the XCN chart going, and somebody said in the chat something like, "Oh, the charts look terrible for Onyx coin." I'm like, what chart are you looking at? Right? Like, this is the daily time frame. I don't know about you, man, but I mean, this looks, for me, it's similar to what I saw with JASMY before February hit. JASMY had consolidated in a very similar pattern. I've shown it on the charts for 3 months, and
Yep.
then it spiked 350% in February.
Yeah.
Right. And
It
this
made
is
a lot
something.
of waves when it did that. It certainly got people's attention, and you know what happens at that point. You know, it just onward and upward.
Yeah, you start seeing all kinds of content creators come out of the woodwork, like, we were here for Onyx coin the whole time, and
Yep.
yeah, but this looks very similar to that, in my opinion. I mean, we've been in here for pretty close to 3 months now, in this downward channel, and I think that, if we break out, it's going to be kind of violent. I think there's a little bit of resistance right here, as you can see. Like, look how many times we've rejected off that level.
Yeah,
Right?
I expect this hit a little bit about right around the 190 level, but I mean, in the past going up, you see that it really didn't. There wasn't much. It wasn't a strong resistance. So
Yeah.
I mean, if we break the 160, 190 is where I would expect any type of resistance. And after that, I mean, 240 would be a slight, and then your 300 area.
Yeah. Yeah. People are asking me like, oh, where's the next leg up? And like, it's when this thing, and this is the thing. I mean, you've been around for bull runs before, right? Is this
Mhm.
this is your second bull run, third bull run?
So this is my third.
Third? Yeah. So I mean, you try to prepare people because they look at these prices and they say, well, where's it going to go? And it's like, man, like, you have on one hand, it's like you try to tell them, like, you have no idea where, how fast and how violent this price action can go. I'm seeing some people over on YouTube. I mean, I don't know much about them and stuff. They're trying to do TA on it. I mean,
Yep.
I see them calling for like 83 cents and stuff. For me, that's a little bit of a bridge too far, but I'm going to be exiting somewhere around that 10-cent area personally. I don't think all-time high is going to be very complicated for them to get back to.
Right.
Personally, just the market cap's so low right now, and the community is starting to, they're starting to gain some momentum. They're starting to grow. I think wallets are starting to grow. Like you said, wallets got to be growing if there's more participation in the staking and the governance and stuff like that.
Exactly. Things are growing. The amount of users, the amount of people, new to the Telegram, asking how to stake and general questions about the project. I mean, you see that interest is spiking, and we are trending in the right direction.
Yeah, so as soon as we see a violent move upwards, like I said, if we break out of this, similar to how JASMY broke out 350%, so even something similar to that, you're going to start seeing content creators talk about it, which is going to onboard even more of their fall. Like, it's a chain reaction, really is a snowball effect, right?
The beautiful thing, Rob, is if it goes 350%, that puts us right just north of only 100 million market cap. That's nothing.
Yeah.
And that's a 3X.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing can go really quick. It could go really slow and slow grind up, but it'll go up, I believe. And like I said in another video, I'm not affiliated with Onyx, no financial advice. Just regular holder and community member trying to do my part.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, me too. Like, people ask me, well, do they pay you? Do they sponsor you? No, they're completely they're decentralized project. They don't pay me nothing, right? Like,
Yep.
I love the project. I believe in the project, and I only talk about projects for the most part that I am personally invested in, right?
The best part is if they did pay you, they can answer their own question because it's a fully decentralized project. So anything we do involving any type of money goes up for proposal. You go to governments, governance and you look at the proposal history, you could see what's been done and what hasn't been done. If anything's done on the DAO involving money or budget, it's there.
Yeah, but people online though, they just even today I think I got someone comment it's a scam in the comment section of a video, and it's just like, man, those are the people. Now they talk about accredited investors in the stock market, and they say that the reason you have to be accredited investors because before that, investors tend to be very immature, and they refer to people in the crypto space as immature investors. And it's stuff like that I see their point, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, like, what are you doing? You don't see people who are invested in professional investors in Microsoft or Apple or Nvidia or whatever. You don't see them sitting there trying to FUD the opposing stock on X and stuff like that. They're not going, this is a scam. Microsoft's a scam.
Exactly. And one of the things that's, run rampant in the crypto space too, is you have people that don't understand financial risk management. And it's very common that people overinvest. They invest more than they can truly, stand to lose, in an amount that creates a sense of emotion in them that really does a number on them. It makes them not think clearly. It makes them have, moves out of desperation, unrealistic expectations. So yeah, I would say emotional, financial immaturity would be a spot on term for what we see a lot of.
And the problem is that there's a lot of gas that gets thrown on the fire with either people on X, or YouTubers are bad for it, right? The clickbait aspect of YouTube can be devastating sometimes, because you get people that are new to crypto, and you combine that with people saying it's going to $2 when it's at its current price, and people believe it.
Yep.
Right. And it's a nightmare. So it's a bad combination, and that's one of the reasons I created the channel, honestly, was to put like actual, real, truthful content out there without the ridiculous price predictions that are just completely unattainable in the short term. And I didn't care whether people watched my stuff or not. I'm going to put it out there because it's a channel that I would want to watch if I was new to crypto and I was getting actual accurate advice, right? That's why I talk so much about XCM. It's funny because I actually will search on YouTube, I wonder if anybody's talking about XCN today, right? So I'll type it in, XCN crypto, and it's like 90% of my videos. I'm like, oh, that's me. That's me. It's funny. There's a couple guys that talk about it once in a while, though, but it's really just like a 2 or 3 minute TA.
Exactly. Yeah, like Starfront Trading and all those other guys. I see them do quick TAs on it. They don't seem to have any thoughts on the project at all. There's no information on the project. You're one of our main guys, man, that's out there doing the work, putting us out there, and we appreciate that. Got a lot of good stuff coming, a lot of developments within the last couple of weeks. Even in the last week alone, I just said yesterday in the Telegram, I said, the people that are on Telegram for hours a day and on every day, this might sound like old news, but I said, just, the staking announcement and the staking airdrop and the execution of that, and then the new OIP for markets going live, that all happened in like a week and a half. It hasn't been long. I mean, it's happening. So we are working at a really good pace, and I'm excited about the OIP, which looks at this point that it's going to pass for the markets to launch live on the protocol.
This is the one here, right?
Yes.
41.
Yep.
Yeah, there's 16, just under 17 hours left. Not a single vote against right now, eh?
Exactly. Yep. And you see that the number 364 million, that's roughly 80 million to 100 million higher than we've been averaging on the last several proposals. So and the amount of addresses that are voting is at 30, which we've been averaging, 18, 19, 20. So the numbers are growing.
Substantially. That's a big increase when we're talking percentages, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what I started doing is every time a new proposal comes out, I try to do a video covering it and explaining it as best I can, so that, like I said, I want to encourage people to participate in these proposals, because you're part of the community, guys, right? And you have a say. So say, right?
Right.
Use your voice. That's the beauty of decentralization. So this second proposal that's contingent on this one,
Yes.
that is to increase, to boost the APY for XCN rates on the VUSD markets.
So yeah, if you're supplying VUSD, you know, it would be you would be rewarded in XCN, I believe. And so supplying or staking it, they would do an accelerated rate, similar to like how we have our staking rate, instead of being, you know, a comparable stablecoin rate, you know, of 7, 8, 9%. They, you know, and everything at this point is clearly speculation. It hasn't been announced yet, but a boosted APY would be a higher rate short term in the beginning to kind of boost and bring momentum into the ecosystem with VUSD.
So let me try to explain this as best I can to people. So what we're saying here, guys, basically is that if you come into some dry powder, for example, and you are thinking, I want to buy some Onyx coin, it might actually benefit you more to stake it in VUSD stablecoin and get your APY rewards in Onyx coin. So now you're getting free Onyx coin and you are actually accumulating still. And then later you can take your VUSD out down the road and you still have that money, right?
So yeah, we don't know what it would be. I mean, one of the guys in our community who's a longtime member, he made a good point. He said, whoa, everyone's getting their VUSD rewards and converting them to XCN. I mean, we don't even know what the rates are going to be for VUSD. I mean, so, I mean, in theory, you could go and swap them, you know, on one of the protocols that have liquidity already for VUSD, like Uniswap or 1inch, and swap your XCN for VUSD to get it again quick. But the markets, you know, once that comes in the boosted APY, it's going to be great for an opportunity to grow your reserves through staking and supporting the protocol.
Yeah, I think I might actually, once I find out what the rate is, I think that what I'm going to do, because I'm in the process right now of continuing to DCA into Onyx coin. So I think what I might actually do is switch gears. Instead of putting that dry powder into XCN, I might actually just stake it in VUSD and get the free Onyx coin and accumulate it that way. And then at the end of it, take my VUSD out down the road and buy more Onyx coin.
So the only thing that to consider with that is when you stake VUSD, it is a stable, so you're guaranteed, you know, your interest rate. However, if you stake Onyx, you're guaranteed the interest rate plus that's a you know, that asset can grow or decline. So I mean, if the price goes up, XCN can significantly outperform VUSD even with a lower APY on XCN than VUSD.
Right.
So that's still your own management, your own risk, you know, and what you decide to do. You can also hedge it, you know, and just put some and some and split it up. But yeah, it's going to bring a lot of liquidity to the protocol. And as a DeFi market, you really need that liquidity that market would bring. You need the TVL that it's going to bring, the total value locked. It agreed to add 10 million in total value locked, which we've been kind of stuck just north of $1 million for a while. So that's a, you know, tenfold increase to the protocol, and that drives a lot of momentum. Also, one thing that I kind of wanted to see if you could bring up, which I kind of stumbled upon it the other day, which doesn't really get the attention it deserves because of where I think it was placed. If you go to the Twitter account, if you're able to, for VUSD.
Oh, for VUSD.
Yeah, they posted something on there on August 27th, which I found incredibly interesting. And it's something that I had originally not seen. And it was never put into the VUSD news channel or the Onyx news channel. So when I saw that, I put it in the Telegram and I'm like, wow, this is huge. So if you go to the post, if you go back to August 27th, I believe it was the 27th.
December 3rd. August 27th?
Okay.
August 27th, right here. Airdrop campaign. VUSD has been added to Uniswap.
Okay, right down below that one right there that you just scrolled down to. VUSD was launched to an initiative from Onyx DAO, so it's giving the credit of the project directly to Onyx DAO. Onyx will be the primary and only official lending call that VUSD will supply to once markets are live. So, I mean, in terms of what that does for our ecosystem, being the only one that they're actually going to supply to is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to exchange in buy on other platforms, but the fact that they're supplying to the protocol and exclusively Onyx is a big deal. And you also have it as the only on-chain stablecoin. So we have the only completely on-chain stablecoin on a protocol that is the only protocol being offered supply by VUSD. So I think that really solidifies the importance of this project to our protocol, particularly in addition to the TVL and the liquidity it will bring.
And that kind of answers the next question that we were talking about, is that people were asking, well, how does VUSD help Onyx coin, right? In terms of price appreciation and stuff like that. Well, that just kind of answers it right there, right? And I will often, when I'm asked questions like that, also point to something like Solana, because we saw what happened when the ecosystem of Solana started to boom. What happened to the price of Solana, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a project, it went parabolic earlier this year.
Yep.
Right? So you start. That's why when I talk about projects that are early like this, like Onyx Coin, like JASMY, I talk a lot about. You'll notice the birth of their ecosystems and how they're starting to come together, whether they're creating swaps, dexes, or super wallets. They're launching their own stable coins in their ecosystem, launch pads, right? You're going to start to see projects start to migrate. You're going to see projects that want to launch and be a part of this ecosystem, which is all going to contribute to the greater cause of the value of the project as a whole, like we saw with Solana, right?
Exactly.
Like, look at all the hype right now on KASPA with KRC20 coming. Everyone's all excited about meme coins launching over there and stuff in their ecosystem, right? So that's what people fail to understand, I guess, on these L1s and L2s is like when you start bringing all that liquidity into your ecosystem, the only direction you can go is up, right?
Yep.
So
we're laying the foundation right now, and we're forming the foundation. We have a working product ready, but we're building the ecosystem. We're building in a safe and calculated way. We're not just adding any pair on there with tokens that can have offshoots minted and become vulnerabilities. It's important to add the right tokens to the ecosystem first as the priority over just the number of markets offered. And this did go through its audits. I saw that you covered the audit. I appreciate that. And the loan to value ratio is going to be the same as what we offer on all stable coins, which is 80%. So if you're trying to put $100,000 in collateral or borrow $100,000 worth of collateral, it's 80% would be the max, and that's a nice protection against the buffers of any volatility. But on stables, it's 80%. So the team is working fast. They're exceeding all expectations of time and, in my opinion, quality of the proposals and projects. And some of the stuff they've just been doing and saying really has solidified in the last month that they really do take note of what is said in the groups and what the community is wanting and the ideas. They might not necessarily tell you they agree with you and are going to do it, because there's also, ethics and, but in hindsight, you see that they have been really taking into account suggestions, concerns, anything, from the community. And that's great to see, especially in crypto.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. You get some projects like, I touched on it before in a live stream, I think the other day. You get founders and stuff like Charles Hoskinson over in Cardano. And I mean, the guy's freaking slogan is, I don't care about the price action of Cardano, right? Like, well, if you don't care, why the hell do I care, right?
Yeah, exactly. Try to represent that in the stock market.
Yeah.
Just buy it. We don't care about price, and neither should you. Just buy it. Yeah. See how that goes.
Just buy and hold it. Yeah, it's transparency is so important as well, and like you said, listening to the community, because really I believe that community is such an underestimated part of a project these days, and I think meme coins are a perfect example of it, right?
Yeah.
People are like, well, how the hell is Doge and Shiba Inu and Pepe? How are the market caps this big? Community. That's how,
Yep.
right?
And I love our community. I love the Onyx community. I love the vibes and the helpfulness and the of the Telegram group, the mods, and they're awesome. We have some people coming in there that are nervous or over investing, or you need to handhold a little bit with they're focused on the day-to-day price action. I tell them it's like you just ignore the daily noise. It goes up 5 sats, and you're running to the bank, and then it goes down 5 sats, and it's, oh my God, what did I do? And this just ignore it. Go out and touch some grass, spend time with your family. They're doing everything in there they need to be doing and more. So I just trust the process.
Well, and that's one of the key things I tell people when they ask me about, like, how do I do my research? I'm new to crypto. How do I know whether a project is worth investing in and stuff? And one of the key factors that I tell them is, what's the project doing? Are they constantly working? That's, are they developing? Are they working on things? Are they, that is huge, because if you're not moving, you're standing still, right?
Yeah,
and a
exactly.
project like this, and a project like this, constantly working. And I gotta say, I think I said this last time, but I'm gonna say it again, that one of the biggest complaints I got when I first started covering the XCN was that there was no updates on their X account. There was no updates. No one knew what the hell was going on. And once again, it leads back to listening to the community. They must have listened, because now all I see all the time are updates on VUSD, on proposals over on Onyx. Like,
it's been damn near every day. It's been
Yeah.
pretty much every day you're seeing something, if not every other at the most as of late. But yeah, I agree. There was times where it'd be a month, 2 months before we hear anything. Be like, what's going on, man? Are we doing anything? And boy, as a person that's been around 2 years, this is like breathe new life into me, So I have no complaints. I'm extremely hopeful, and I said this too. I mean, I honestly feel like this is, over the last 2 years, this is the best time to hold this coin. There's been no better time, in my opinion, to hold this at any point in time since its inception than now.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Let's see if we have any questions in the chat here. Studio Tech says, can you see the chat?
I cannot. Let me see.
Okay. It says, Studio Tech says, Wes, keep it up. John says, hey, Rob and Wes, let's stay strong here. Put the comments up on there. You can see them now, eh?
Yes, I can.
It's almost go time. Liquidity.
What's up, Liquidity?
Ready for liftoff.
That's right. Onward and upward.
Holmes is in the house. Almost hockey season, Holmes. Almost puck drop, brother. He's a Panthers fan, and they freaking won the cup. We're talking most of the season about it, and they end up winning. So I'm happy with the guy.
Yeah, we just started football here in the States, so a Sunday afternoon football, man. That's how much I love XCN, bro. I'm skipping my football games right now to talk Onyx.
Yeah, well, I actually for a friend, I run his nightclub for him, and obviously in the evening times, I have I have to run all the promotions for the NFL and the NHL season. So yeah, kickoff just happened on the 5th, I believe, right? So
yeah, this past Thursday. Yep.
Zen, aloha. Chris is in the house. Love this project and everything they hope to achieve. Yes, I agree, man. I could not agree more. I don't think I've spent as much time accumulating any of my other bags as I have on XCN, to be honest with you. So, and I'm still accumulating. I thought I was done, about a month and a half ago. I was like, I'm good. And then the more I deep dive, the more I see, I'm just, you know what? No, I'm not done. Right.
And Onyx Dow from the group, the mod there, he had made a great statement. It was well said, and I'm not going to try to take away from that by trying to repeat my own version of it. But he said something to the effect of that it just takes time for these talks, these proposals, these votes, these developments. But he said even though it might not be apparent all the time that something is going on, something is always cooking with Onyx now, and they're always moving forward, not backwards. And it's true, and I was so happy to hear that. It was very encouraging moving forward.
I agree. Sledgehammer says, this may have already been talked about, but can you explain what needs to happen to make a token burn a possibility? I read a bit about it on Telegram, but I was wondering if you could touch on it.
Okay. So yeah, the thing with the token burn, I mean, they did do a token burn at one point in time. I believe the max supply was something up around 60 billion, and they did burn. I believe the Treasury burned 15. It was some decent amount. It was a large burn. But the problem is right now, until we get more liquidity and more usage on the protocol is not generating enough revenue each month to effectively do a burn. You also have a protocol which generates staking rewards. And, when you have staking and you have a budget that's coming out of the Treasury, there needs to be enough excess to sustain the daily emissions, which is 1.05 million each day for however long it takes, until the revenue is able to turn into enough where we could talk about a burn. But you look at the circulating supply versus the total supply. We do really need to have that extra in the total supply to be able to sustain the staking, on the protocol, and especially with DeFi. I mean, it's rather important. So that's a great question, and I had asked that question not too long ago as to why there couldn't be a burn, and that was explained to me. And it makes a lot of sense. One day, I mean, you could definitely do mechanisms which would, be able to do burns, but I wouldn't expect to see any type of mass burn at any point.
Yeah, what I would try to count more on if it was it is me. What I would rely more on is focusing on what the TVL could be for this project, right? Because it's in a very similar fashion. TVL takes tokens out of circulation, which again increases the price. The value of the remaining tokens, no different than a burn would, right?
Correct.
So, like you look at, again, I always look back to Cardano in the last bull run. What did they have, like an 82 or 83% TVL rate or something like that?
Ridiculously high.
Yeah, and it caused the price to go from like 3 cents to like $3.80 something cents or something like that, right?
Yes, I mean you have 17-18% of the supply is available on free market. I mean it's going to drastically affect the availability of the asset to be traded. So not much movement is going to drive the sell prices up significantly fast if most of it's locked.
Yeah. So that is what I would recommend paying attention to is the TVL. Does it show it over here on the protocol?
Go to onyx.org. It should tell you.
Like the website or right here?
On the website. On the app, it will tell you the market liquidity in the markets. How much money is borrowed, supplied, and the liquidity in the markets. But if you go down, I believe it said something like 54. Total value locked right there.
Oh, here we are. Yeah, it's 50. Oh, yeah. There you go, eh?
Volume.
Yeah, last time it was updated. Oh, so it's probably way higher than that now then.
Right. So if you click the launch app and you go to markets, you'll see that the total supply right up at the top is the total amount of money in the market totals of what we offer. So you have the total amount there of what's in the Treasury, the available liquidity, and the total that's borrowed. Once VUSD markets go live, there's going to be significant more added to the total supply. That number of 1.1 million just to pick a round number there, you see on the left, is going to go significantly higher once they supply VUSD. And with the DeFi platform, that's the type of thing you need to gain attention, to gain the liquidity and momentum.
Liquidity.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what you want to pay attention to, guys. Don't focus on stuff like burns. That's that kind of stuff. People focus on burns when they're talking like meme coins, and they're always worried. You got trillions of tokens. Focus on TVL for these sorts of projects with actual utility. These DeFi plays. That's where I would point my attention to if I want to pay attention to the value. Like I said, Cardano, because of an 83% TVL, went from like 3 cents to almost $4, guys. That's the magic of total value locked, right? So,
yeah, these guys, they didn't just go out there, with some crazy meme coin or BS project and pick, let's do a total supply of 100 billion, or a trillion tokens, and then we're going to do hype and burn X, Y, and Z. The amount is what it is at this point in time for a reason, and it's long-term vision. For sustainability.
Yeah. What else do we got in the chat here? Just completed my 1 million XCN.
Nice. Congrats.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I say all the time. I say you set a goal and you're like, I want 1 million. And then once you get there, you're like, now I kind of want 2 million, right?
It's crazy, man. I ended up getting, I had what I considered a very large amount, and I got the VUSD staking rewards, and I got a huge amount more, and I bought more. I'm still not happy, dude. I still want more. I'm staking like a madman. I'm buying, a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there, 1,000 here, 1,000 there. I just don't think I'm ever, I want more.
I'm going to buy so much that it's not going to be decentralized no more because of me.
Exactly. The rock coin.
Do you think there'll be another airdrop?
What's been communicated to us is at the time, nothing is planned, but you can never roll anything out.
The ducks in my pond. What's up, man? They keep getting eaten. What are a couple examples of a person or use case who uses the protocol, regular people or companies? Are they taking some XCN and borrowing ETH? I don't have my head wrapped around the use case.
So it is a peer-to-peer lending. So, if you were to, in fully decentralized, you're able to take a loan for a fixed interest rate. There's no monthly payment or, expiration. It only expires if the collateral is no longer covering the terms of the loan. So you have that as a great use case. It does accrue interest, which is agreed upon depending on what market you're using. You do have the option to take, NFTs. If you have an NFT and you need cash, you need whatever asset that you want to liquidate or do whatever. It's your personal preference. That's an option. You're going to have RWA lending, which is huge and going to be kind of ran by, I believe, facilitated by a third party, which is Chain, who's helping also with the VUSD markets and smart contracts in the marketing and onboarding of partners. You're going to have that, which is another huge use case. It's basically, you're able to take loans. Now, if your money is green and your collateral counts, I don't see it making a difference whether a company uses it or an individual. But there is a use case for it. Hopefully, it continues to gain adoption. Yeah.
Well, let's use. I'll use this as an example, maybe. So because there are people that somebody was saying earlier today, blah blah blah. Anyway, that they were worried they were going to have to liquidate their holdings to pay some bills, right? Mm-hmm. So, instead of selling at so let's say your entry point is where we are now, and the value increases. Let's say we do spike in the next couple of months up 350%. Okay, so now you've lost this entry point if you have to sell, right? So you can theoretically, and correct me if I'm wrong, put up your Onyx coin as collateral instead of selling it off to get a loan to pay for whatever bills you need to pay for, and then pay the loan back because it doesn't expire, right? The loan doesn't expire. You can pay that loan back and still have your Onyx coin at the entry point you had it at, as opposed to selling it and having to buy back in 350%, upwards in value, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something along those lines, right? Could be, another useful way of using it. You said ask for an example, so something like that, right? And it is very important for me personally when I get in on projects like this at these prices. I definitely want to keep my entry points down at these levels. So
Right. Yeah, it's a great level to enter if you're not in. It's a great level to DCA and to continue to stack your grow your stack too.
yeah,
Nice.
I staked my XTN and voted for the most. Nice. There you go. Yeah.
What I'm talking about, getting involved.
Wes and Rob, this project is another top notch. Just hope fully my bags just don't want to miss this opportunity. Yeah, well, no kidding. Somebody actually thanked me yesterday. Like, thank you for bringing this project to the community, man. Like, as like, well, it's, you find a good project and you got to share it, man. Right?
Yeah.
Christopher, so this is the start of using something like BTC as collateral for loans?
Well, it can be done. I mean, it's one of your options. You have, I think, 6 or 7 different options right now to use collateral, and there's even more coming.
Yeah, I was going to say eventually it's going to be like, I would assume, this is just me speculating, but it's going to be probably tons of assets that you'll be able to put up for collateral at some point. I would imagine BTC would be one of them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, as long as the asset you're able to collateralize, I mean, it is deemed safe to be able to cover, the loan in any fluctuations.
Carlos, what's your price prediction for XCN? Carlos, I'm going to leave you hanging on that, buddy, because I literally did a XCN price prediction video, and I'm gonna make you watch it, bro. I'm gonna make you watch it. So yeah, definitely check it out. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully we answered quite a few questions here. What do we got? Sledgehammer, you can currently use wrapped BTC as collateral. Yeah.
Yep, and wrapped ETH as well.
Where's so on the swap, have you used the swap much?
I have not.
No? Okay.
No, I have not.
I'm curious if they're going to try to do something similar to what Swift does, because they call themselves the all-chain bridge, right? If they're going to try to bridge other networks onto their swap.
Yeah, I'm not sure as right now what the plan is for that. I've been just trying to wrap my head around, the developments that are coming down the pipe, kind of at the forefront, what's been announced to us, and asking questions and making sure I have a thorough understanding of what it is I'm involved with. But yeah, I'm not too sure on that, on the swap.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look into that. I'll get some more answers on that.
Yeah. So Chris says, can you put up staked assets as collateral?
That's something I don't know the answer to, Chris.
That's a good question. I have no idea. Yeah.
I don't believe you can. I would think that it's. I don't believe you can at this point.
It wouldn't be a terrible idea for that, though, if that was a possible thing, because then it would be a lot easier to make sure that the value stays on par with the fluctuations in the market, so you don't get liquidated on your loan, right? If you're continually collecting and compounding that staked Onyx coin into your loan, right?
Right.
But yeah, it would be a genius little system. But
might be a little complicated, but I can see the value in it. I mean, it definitely would benefit the protocol in terms of loan safety.
Yeah, what are they staking right now? 26.27%. And that's another thing. So somebody had asked, I think over in the Discord the other day, they're like, so why is the APR continue to go down? And
yes, it has to do with the amount that's staked. If you look at the APR, the total staked has gone up. So the total pie is that 1.05 million. So the more you have it in, the percentage at which you're getting is lower. It doesn't exceed that 1.05 million each day. So the more people that stake, you're going to have a lower APR unless that daily emissions rate is revised through an adjusted proposal.
So basically, it's not always. Yeah. So basically, it's not always going to be this amazing. as we continue to grow, it's going to go down and down. So you guys are very fortunate to be in this time, right?
Yeah, and it's fluctuated before. I mean, it's gone close to these levels. It's gone up. It depends if people pull their stake out or not.
Yeah, I haven't.
It can adjust very quick. I mean, yeah, it can adjust very quick. There's some big holders. I mean, if one person decides to unstake, you'll see that thing jump 2%.
Yeah. I haven't staked mine yet. I'm considering it. You're staking yours using Coinbase wallet?
Coinbase wallet, yeah.
What other wallets can be used?
I believe Trust Wallet. I want to say MetaMask. However, the reason, I mean, I use Coinbase obviously in the US anyway, but the gas fees on Coinbase wallet, in my experience with trying to use MetaMask before, significantly higher gas fees on those other wallets. I prefer to use Coinbase wallet.
And the fees are decent on Coinbase?
I pay anywhere from $1.30 to $2.50. It was significantly lower. Sorry, got an 80-pound people that doesn't like the doorbell. Sorry.
No worries. Chris says, what's the difference between farming and staking?
So farming has been brought up, and I believe you have to stake. It's a combination of basically staking and supplying two different assets, if I recall, in tandem.
Yeah, pair.
I believe you would have to stake both XCN and Ethereum. I know that there's a little bit more risk associated to that, and I think it's called impermanent losses, where one asset can lower and you can actually be left potentially with less value than when you started. I do know that in liquidity pools, they are more stable and more secure, but it is not as safe as solely just staking. And anybody in the protocol that is a mod will be straightforward in telling you that, very transparent and sharing that risk with you.
Yeah. So basically, if you're paired with Ethereum like it is here, and Ethereum's price plummets all of a sudden for some reason, right? That can happen. So
yes.
Big homie Haynes, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man.
That's one
over
of
from
the buddies.
Yeah. Chris says, hit the like, guys. Yeah, so I think that I might actually start staking. I haven't. I was gonna wait until closer to the bear market to start accumulating more and staking at that point, but I might just go ahead and do it. I generally, when we start getting closer to the to the bull run actually kicking off, I tend to unstake everything and kind of make sure I have quick and easy access to it, because you never know, right?
Yep.
But it's not locked when you stake over there, I understand, right?
Man, I can tell you, I could stake it and have it back, not even just in my Coinbase wallet. I can have it back in the Coinbase wallet and on the exchange within 6 minutes. I've done it several times.
Okay. So I haven't used Coinbase wallet very much. I had somebody, I think, complaining to me that the amount of money you can off-board from there, off-ramp from there, or transfer off is very low as well. Is that true?
I believe if you're not a U.S. citizen, there's different rates. Yes.
Yeah, I'm Canadian, so I'd have to look into it. I have a Coinbase account. I've never actually funded it, but maybe I'll look into it.
If you feel the need to offboard it, convert it all to USD or put it in a stable and then take it off in the allotments given per the time period given. You might not be able to take everything off at once, and that'd be a great problem to have that much money now that you can't take it off at once. But as long as it's in a stable asset, I would feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, Coinbase is one of the safer places. If you have to hold on an exchange, Coinbase would be, one of them I would prefer, even though I don't use them.
Right.
The likelihood of them being insolvent is very, very, slim. So
yeah. I mean, in the U.S., we're pretty much locked into that unless you use VPNs and stuff like that, which I don't. I just use the exchange that I'm allowed to use. So, but yeah, It's a great Coinbase wallet has been good for me. Way lower gas fees than any other wallet I've ever tried to stake XEN with.
I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna look into it tonight. I'll probably send you a message a little bit later.
Yeah, do a test run. Throw a smaller amount in there, like I did. Stake it, unstake it, get comfortable with it, familiar with it, and once you feel better, I mean, put what you want to stake. I have all of my holdings in staking currently.
Funky says 10K for Coinbase before fees start to apply, but you pay $30 monthly maintenance fee.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with having those levels of restrictions where I'm at.
I'll have to look it up in Canada here. Christopher, if you use Coinbase Wallet and try to pair XCN, make sure you check your two-factor authentication. Ran into issues with my settings. Oh yeah, I always make sure I use my two-factor. Yeah. The wallet isn't Coinbase, so that may not apply. Yeah, well, if it's you're using a different wallet that's not Coinbase, and then completely different, right?
Yeah, if you're using Coinbase Wallet, I mean, you can have anything in there you want, and then send it to a receiving address on whatever exchange you use, and then you have to deal with the restrictions of that particular exchange.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it there, man. I got some stuff to do. I got a lot of videos I'm going to make for tonight still. I appreciate you as always coming on, brother. And I think maybe we should try to make it a semi-regular thing because people seem to enjoy it. So
thank you. Yeah, I'm trying my best and I'm learning as I go too, just like all of, everybody else. And yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to be on the channel. I look forward to I pretty regularly check your channel for updates. I'm like, oh shit, Rob posted. Let's do it. Let's check something out, and it's always good to see that. And I appreciate the content and the great talking points and the variety of topics you cover when it comes to XCN. And I'm happy to be here, guys. I'm going to go watch some football and squeeze a nap in before my wife comes home and gives me something to do.
All right, brother. You take care, man. We'll talk again soon.
Take care, guys.